Hello, welcome. I'm Brendan Lee, and in this video I want to talk to you about why I'm passionate about the work that I do. As the story goes, back when I was 17, I wasn't very happy. I was like a young, angry kid, and I wasn't feeling too good, and as I tell the story, I put it out in the universe. It's like I needed something. I wanted more. I was looking for more. And as if somehow the universe responded to me, I don't know how, and I don't pretend to know how. And yet somehow I found a teacher, I found a mentor, I found somebody who's very near and dear to my heart. His name's Peter Ralston. And so I found him when I was 17. I did a workshop because I had a martial arts teacher at the time. He invited me and he's like, hey, do you want to come try this workshop with this guy, Peter Ralston? I'm like, screw it. I'm not doing anything else. Yeah, sure. So I went to New York and I saw this guy and I was blown away. I don't know why I was blown away, except that I could see that the person who was speaking in front of me was very smart, a genius. He could move incredibly well. And the way that he spoke about martial arts and movement and power was blowing my mind. I was way into it. And then there was like this other part that I noticed too, this something real, something clear, something free perhaps. Something I couldn't quite put my finger on, but there was something about this person that I liked personally. I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm just saying for me, it was the thing to do. And so as a young man, almost right away, I was like, that's what I want to do. How did I know that was what I wanted to do? I don't know. Okay. I don't really even know myself, but I decided very quickly, great. You're who I want to study with. I'm going to come study with you. Where are you? In Texas. Okay, I'll see you. Okay, so I came down to Texas here before this building looked the way that it looked. And I started being an apprentice. See, very perhaps not as used form of education, but I became an apprentice to a master, to my teacher, my mentor. You see this guy, Peter Ralston. And that changed my life, started to change my life. I went through these apprenticeship programs, 7 hours a day, 8 to 10 hours a day, 6 days a week for 7 months. I was training, learning, practicing in this building. And all through my 20s, so I started these apprenticeships when I was 19. All through my 20s, I was doing apprenticeships every other year, 8.5 months or 7 months. 7.5 months. And then in between years, I would do 3-month programs or 4-month programs. Same sort of deal, long hours. And it started to change. You see, that changed my life. And something that I like to say, it as if gave me my life. Because I don't know where I would be if I wasn't doing that. You see, I would be probably down a different path that was not as alive, not as free, not as happy, perhaps. Not as powerful, not as clear. And so what does this work mean to me? So over the years, I started doing the martial arts. And then on the side, we did this like consciousness work, but I didn't really give a shit about the consciousness work. I was like into the martial arts. I want to move my body. I want to learn about how to move my body and move other people's bodies and play and understand fighting stuff. And it's a lot of fun. And so this consciousness stuff was always in the background, but I never really cared about it. And it took a while, but I would do it just because it was part of the package. I remember doing my first ever boxing and contemplation intensive here. I was a young man and I just did it. I was like, screw it. I'm coming. I'm going to do it. I didn't care what other people thought. I was lucky enough to have parents that were supportive and the opportunity to go for it. So I went for it and I did it. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do boxing and contemplation. What's this contemplation stuff? I don't know. So I did the boxing. Okay, I was moving. And then I had to sit down and contemplate for a week. And that was the most painful thing I ever did as a young man. It was terrible. My God, I didn't even know what I was doing, but I was doing it, right? And so I was working on who am I for a whole week. And it was this excruciatingly painful experience of having to sit down, focus for a week. You try doing that. It's something for an 18-year-old man, especially. Yeah. Okay, but perhaps in there something was born, and or I didn't care anyway because I knew that I wanted to study, so that's what I did. And over the years, the consciousness work also started to open up for me. And consciousness work is all about investigating the nature of reality and investigating my own true nature. See? And I didn't value that until later, but once I did, man, it blew my mind. It blew my mind in the best of ways. Okay, so you might ask me, well, why do I do this work? Well, one, it was something new to me. It's very authentic, very real, not focused on dogma or beliefs. It is a clear, in terms of the martial arts, there is a clear demonstration of skill, which I'm very appreciative of the beauty of when a technique is beautiful. There's something there that really strikes me that I really appreciate. There's also a commitment to clarity and honesty and integrity, which these things help me be powerful and skillful in life. See, so it's not limited to martial arts. It's about learning about effectiveness in life, learning the deeper principles that have things show up the way that they do. So it's like creating a depth of understanding of how the world works and functions, how mind functions, and much more. And then there's the consciousness aspect, which is investigating the nature of reality and investigating my own true nature. And that's where I found the most freeing thing for me. Freedom lives there. Lives in a commitment to being honest and then really honestly considering things and not believing stuff, but trying to grasp what stuff is for myself. And so the insights and the breakthroughs that are available in the consciousness work are mind-blowing. See, and I also had what people call an enlightenment experience, and that was a huge turning point in my life. That literally changed my entire life in an instant. And I tell people I would not take $1 billion to go back to the way I was. I would not. There is no amount of money that I would take to go back to the way I was before that. As if. Even though enlightenment doesn't change anything, at the same time it changes everything. And it is something real and possible for a human being to do. You don't need to be some kind of like foo-foo fucking spiritual teacher. I'm just a person, you see? So these things are why I love what I do. You don't have to love what I do. I just wanted to share why I love what I do and why I appreciate it. Some of the things that strike me as worthwhile to share. Okay? So I just thought I'd share that with you. I also want to invite you to do more work. If you want to get serious, please check the links in the description. There are more opportunities for you. You can come here and do a workshop, hire me to do other work with you. And as always, much love and take care.